Hi, this is Sharon Massey with Stamp Side by Side, which I hope all of you do so that you can bring joy to others. I wanted to show you this birthday card. I am making it for my grandson who is soon to be 7 years old. And he's such a wonderful little boy, and he, I know, would love to find a frog. So I'm sending him one. So I just thought I would share with you how to make this quick card. I thought it was a lot of fun. I am using celebration items, so you should know that. Remember that this is the time of year that is really, really awesome because you get free stuff. And I'm going to show you a couple of the celebration items that I used to make this. First is the stamp set, so Hoppy together. So it's got the three cute frogs, this little insect, some little insects over here, and then several sentiments with a crown. So you can put a crown on your frog if he's a prince. So there's that. And then I use a sentiment, which you'll see later, from Hello Cupcakes, and I use the sentiment, Celebrate Your Day. I have already used this one so much because I absolutely love the font, the Celebrate, and then the different font below it, just like the words. So I'm using that, but what's really cool is I'm also using, and I've got to reach over and get it, I'm also using this, and this is Hop Around. It is the Celebration Coordination, which they have added dies to go with the stamp sets. And there's several of them, Lasting Lily, Hello Cupcake. There are others, but you want to check that out because remember, this only lasts till March the 31st. We are approaching the time when these all go away. So I'll put these aside, but at least you know what I've used. I also did use another stamp set, and it is from the annual catalog, and I use these together, and I've used these a lot, and you can tell because my punch is really getting scratched up. But this is Thoughtful Banners, and what I love about it, there are a lot of words so that you can mix and match your words to get the sentiments you want. So I pulled happy and birthday out of this to get my happy birthday wish. And when it was freshly out, which it no longer is, came as a bundle. And this is the Duo Banner Punch, and I have used it so much you can tell it's getting really scratched and stuff. But love this set, and if you haven't gotten it, I would recommend you get it. It is in this year's annual catalog still. So let's get to work. Okay, this is what whoops, got a little wild there. So for the base, what we're going to do, this is a piece of lemon lime twist. And it is cut at the regular 5.5, but this part is only cut at 7.5 instead of the regular 8.5, so 7.5. And then I did score it at 4 1/4. So this is still scored at 4 1/4, but it gives me this little edge over here that we're going to use, and I'll show you later. So you're going to need that. You're also going to need a front panel. And the front panel is going to measure, and I think I've got the wrong measurements here because I say 5 by 3. Let me see if that's correct. And guess what? That is correct. So this is a 5 by 3 panel that we're going to use. Now that's all you need for the outside except for building some elements. And then you're going to need, for the inside, a piece of Whisper White, 5 by 3 3/4. And a piece of the Pineapple Punch, I believe it's called. It's wonderful, it's a beautiful bright yellow color. And this one measures 5 by 1 3/4. So that's what you're going to need. So we're going to start off with the little front panel, and we'll set the other pieces aside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Memento ink, and the reason I'm using it is I'm going to be using my Stampin' Blends to color my insect, and I'm calling it an insect because I really don't know if this is a dragonfly or if it is something else. To me it looks like a cross between a mosquito and a butterfly. That's what I'm just saying, that's what it looks like to me. So I'm going to randomly stamp this. And just to save time, I am not going to make you watch all of it. So I'm going to leave for just a little bit. And when I leave, I will go to my little craft room and finish this. And I will color these little bugs, whatever they are, color them in. So I'll be back in just a minute. Hi, I'm back from coloring and I used these two blends. This is the light old olive and this is the dark pineapple punch. And I chose the dark pineapple punch because it's just so much brighter and I like that. So when we glue it down, what we want to do is we don't want to center it on this panel. We're actually going to pull it over and butt this edge up with the right edge of the front panel. So I'm going to go on, whoops, and we'll get that glued down real quickly. And just make sure these bugs are going in the right place, the right direction. So we're just going to line that up with the edge and try to center it the best that I can. Always when you're doing a video, for me, it places me at a little different angle, so it makes it a little harder to get things centered. But there we go. And now we're going to work on the inside of the element, and that's where you're going to need these two pieces. This is your pineapple punch. Remember, it's 5 by 1 3/4, and this is by 5 and 5 3/4. So I'm going to go and run this through a polka dot folder. Now I've got to tell you, this is an old one that is no longer available. There is a better one though in the annual catalog, and it is the basic polka dots. I didn't order it, I don't know why, but I shall. These are a little bit too big, but I thought they still work. So I'm going to go put this in this file, embossing folder, and then I'll be right back. Here is the result of the embossing, and all I'm going to do is flip it over, and I'm going to put it on the right hand panel of the inside of the card, and we'll just glue that down. Okay. Then I'm going to take the stamp that says, what does it say? This one. Oh, you know what? I got the wrong stamp. Hold on. I love that you can turn this camera off and on. So I now have the correct sentiment, celebrate your day. And I'm going to go on and ink it up. And again, I'm just using the Memento black because that's what I've got out here. And I'm just going to kind of place that right here and down. Give it a good press, up. And then I want to bring these little bugs back in, and we'll put one up here and one down here. Which way do we want him going? Blop. There we go. Okay, and again, I'll be back. I'm sorry, coming and going and coming and going, but I will be back with the colored bugs. So we're just going to add the glue now to this. You can see I'm off over here, so I'm probably going to do a little bit of trimming. So before I stick this down, I'll be right back. So I'm back now with the inside panel. I did use the light old olive blends and then the dark pineapple punch again. This time when you glue it down, you do want to try to center it because that'll make the card better. So we're going to try to center. Mine's not going to probably be perfect because I didn't glue this yellow piece down carefully and I had some hang over, so this is going to be a little off over there, but I don't think it'll be too bad. So now what we're going to do is build the frog element. So we're just going to set this piece away. What I did for the frog element is I stamped the frog, colored him, and die cut. Again, I'm using the old olive. I used the light pineapple punch here. I used the light smoky slate for the wheels. And then I just used a black journaling pen to do his seat and the petals and this little whatever that is down there. So what I want to do though is I want to give it a little more dimension. So what I did is I cut 3 more of these frogs just out of white scrap paper. I've already glued two together, but what I'm doing is I'm stacking them. You just want to make sure you get glue on the right side. We'll see if this glue comes out. I've been having a little bit of trouble. Oh, perfect. So I'm just putting a little bit on the body and just running. And I'm not doing a lot because I don't want it to ooze out, but I do want it to stick down. So I'm doing that, and now I'm just going to put this frog on top. Just line it up. And the nice thing about the glue is you've got time to make sure that it matches up. And now I'm going to add glue to this layer. Again, doing basically what I did a while ago. A little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue there, here a bit, there a bit, everywhere a bit. Okay, now we're ready to put the frog on, the colored frog on. So now we're going to put him on top. Now what this does is it gives it some additional dimension, which I really like. It's almost like a chipboard piece. And you can choose what you want to do. You can either go on and pop it up even more with dimensionals, or you can just glue him down. And I'm just going to glue him down. Now the part that you've got to be careful about is you've got to decide how far you want this frog to extend over. To make that decision, it's probably best to go on and make your banner first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that glue up. I'm going to bring a piece of scrap paper in here and grab my Memento ink. And I'm just going to, now you remember these two words come from the Thoughtful Banners word set. We'll see if I get a good imprint. Okay, that's not as good as I want it. So we're going to, nice thing about scrap paper, just keep doing it till you get it right. If I were doing a lot of these, I'd be using my Stamparatus. But I'm not going to do it. That's a little bit better. We'll go with that one, I think. This is where I'm going to use my punch that I was telling you about that I like so much, the dual punch. And so you face it like this, and you just put this, slide it in. And then you just want to center it. Now I'm going to center it because I know I'm going to want to put glitter enamel dot. I'm going to do it about like that, and it just pops out. And we'll set this aside. And I'm going to pull in my glitter enamel dots. I love these glitter dots. They these particular colors aren't available, but there are some more that are just as pretty and that you could easily use on this, and they're in the Occasions catalog. So I'm going to try to center that a little bit. Let's see, get this down here. So maybe about there. Okay, the reason I wanted to do that is because you've got this, you've got to make sure it doesn't extend over the edge. And so that may determine the placement of your frog, because he's going to be holding the banner. So the frog would probably, we could scooch this banner out a little further so we could get him out a little further. So that's about as far as I can take this frog if I want him to hold the banner. So we can do like that maybe and have him like that. So we'll aim for that. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Allergies. I'm going to put quite a bit of glue on him. You could have gone. Now I want you not to do what I just did. I put glue on all the sides, and you don't want glue on all the sides. So I'm going to take that off. We'll get my glue eraser in a minute. So I'm just going to stick him about like this. I've got to make sure that goes, and he goes, and here we go. And I'll just put him down. Now I'm ready, and as the miracle happens, there's no glue on that part. Yay! Okay, now this one you do need to be careful with. You know, I think what I'm going to do, you could do that, but he doesn't show up as well. So I'm going to I'm talking about this banner. I'm going to just take the edge of my blends and go around. And that'll just help this banner to pop out just a bit. And so I'd like for that to have that effect. So I'm just going to do that. Please bear with me while I do it. If I knew how to speed the camera up, I would do it, but I don't know that yet. I don't know if I'll ever learn it. Okay, so I want to close this really good so it doesn't dry out. And now, please be sure that when you're putting it on, you only put glue on the back of the left-hand side, because the other side is going to stick over, and if you put glue on it, you will be gluing your card shut. And this thing now, this element is large enough where I can just slip that so he is holding it. And there you go. There's your birthday card. Got him a little lower than I want. Don't want his eyeballs behind the banner. So that's it. It's a really simple card. I hope you enjoy making it, and I hope whoever you decide to send it to will enjoy it. Have a blessed day. If you need any information, you can get in touch with me at www.stampsidebyside.com. Please make sure you think about the people who are alone, or maybe they're grieving, or maybe they're just going through a rough spot, and send them a card. Have a wonderful day. Bye.